Hello, welcome back to TubeTalk.
Welcome back, Douglas. How are you, mate?
Good, mate, but last week wasn't a very action-packed.
We didn't get a winner, and we had an unfortunate situation where one of our horses, Darcy's Flight, was in a race which they canned completely. They didn't even get to run it because the gates didn't open, which is very frustrating to watch. But we had three nice performances, didn't we?
Starting with Sanctify, who was a good fourth.
She was a good fourth. She's on a bit of notice. Very heavy track. Had to sustain a long run, but got home well and is improving and should be ready to strike full next start.
Deal's Done, who was also a good third.
Yeah, the track was just too wet for him. He won his previous start. He was out of his grade again in a higher grade. And he led and he fought hard to run third, not beaten that far, but the track was just a bit too deep for him. He just wants it a little bit better. Nice race for him on the 6th of July coming up at Ashburton with $22,500.
And then finally, WAIRERE's Falls, who had an excellent second.
Really good second. The track was just too wet for him. That's what stopped him from winning. A better track and he sprints harder. All he needs is a slightly better track, and he'll be awfully hard to beat wherever he goes, which we'll talk about a little bit later on, Douglas. Well, actually, very soon.
Yeah. And this week on Saturday at RANDWICK Race 5 is WAIRERE Falls.
So, nice segue there. WAIRERE, yeah, so we decided to back him up. He drops in grade, so he goes down to a rating 72, and it's only for 3 and 4 year olds, so it's restricted. So the field's a lot weaker. He does go up significantly in weight though. He's carrying 59.5 kilos. And has an awkwardish barrier draw of 8. The mile's no problem at all. It looks a really, really good race for him. He can carry the extra weight. Just the track's a heavy 8 at the moment. Really want to see a couple of days of fine weather and just seeing it come back to, if we get it back slightly to a soft 6 or 7, that would really, really help. But regardless, he's in great form and he'll be hard to beat regardless. But the better the track conditions, the better his chances.
And then race 7, Mubares.
Going for a hat-trick of wins. Won his last 2 in a row and won 3 of his last 4. A confident horse in a great vein of form and very progressive. It's interesting, he's dropping back in grade. He's going from a benchmark 94 to a benchmark 88, but he's going up in weight. And this actually, I think, looks like a stronger race than the benchmark 94 he ran in. There's a couple of really promising up-and-coming horses he strikes. He's got barrier 2, which for him is maybe not ideal because he likes a bit of space. He's a big horse. He likes to get out in the open and really roar home. I don't think the wet track is any concern. From the barrier door, he should be able to settle quite handy. As long as he gets space and straight, he has to be a very good winning chance. 2 really nice horses going around at Randwick on Saturday.
And then finally on Sunday at Te Araha, race 3, we have Well I Never.
We do. She was very unlucky last start. I think should have won. She was in the trail, the horse in front of her stopped. She couldn't get out. By the time she got out, the race was over and she ran home really well the last 100 metres, which you should be able to see on the video we're showing right now. So she goes to a mile. The track shouldn't be, it'll be heavy, but I don't think it'll be really bad, and she doesn't mind a wet track. The barrier draw I think is fine. Hazel Chauffeur, who's riding it, is in great form. I think she's a really nice each-way chance. I think we've got 3 really good each-way bets this weekend in those 3 horses.
And then finally our bid of the week at Tauranga, race 8, we have Balladora.
We do, and not because her name is Dora, which is the same as your grandmother.
Nothing to do with that.
And my mother.
Wink.
So this horse, she's by a really good up-and-coming sire. She's only had 3 starts, so hasn't got many convictions. Each of her 3 starts she's got better and better. She's gone 5th, 2nd, and then she's won well at her last start. And I don't normally like backing horses that have won their maiden going up in grade, but I think she's struck a race which has got some form in it, but not necessarily the strongest. She's had 2 starts in heavy track for a win and a 2nd. She likes heavy tracks. Erin Leighton rides it, claims 3 kilos. This is a great time of year for apprentices. It's not tight riding, it's loose riding, and weights mean everything. And I thought she'd open up about $3, but she's at $6. I think she's progressive. She likes the wet track. The 1400 metres is perfect. She's got less weight in her back. I think she's a really, really nice each way bet at $6. So Balladora is our bet of the week.
And that will conclude TubeTalk.
It will. And our bit of the week, this guy was second last week. We nearly got it right. We're getting closer. We've gone third, second, so we're due.
For a fourth.
For a first.
Sure.
All right, thanks, Douglas, and we shall see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Up now, followed by Mr. Dependable. Amber Barras is pulling by together with Flomber as they straighten up now. Monsieur Sisu trying to fight off Welsh Legend. Mr. Dependable's taken the sit today. Laying in under pressure the fence. Pandano winding up. And here comes Mabara's winding up right down the middle of the track. Monsieur Sisu being tackled by Mabara's wide out. Mr. Dependable the fence going between the Mr. Marathon man. Mr. Dependable being headed now by Mabara's wide out. And Tommy Barry can raise the bat for 100. Mabaras goes on